Here's a tip for film photographers. Simplify. How simple can you make it? Can you just boil it down to the base ingredients? Camera, a lens. What do you really need? What are you carrying that you don't need? What's too much? So let me give you an example. I'm out shooting today. I've got one camera, black and white film, 28mm lens. Perfect. That's what I need. Now I decide, let's bring a second camera. So here's a second camera, black and white film, 35mm lens. Honestly, if you're gonna bring two lenses, a 28 and a 35, they're kind of close. Of all the lenses, you're gonna bring two and you're gonna bring a 28 and a 35. So maybe spread them out a little more. And I brought another lens. I brought an 18. Now, there's nothing wrong with the 18, except now I've got to bring the viewfinder for the 18. So I've got an 18, a 28, and a 35. At least the 18 makes sense because there's a good spread. But to bring two lenses, 28 and 35, doesn't make sense. But overall, now I've got to keep things in a bag. So I've got a bag of gear. What else do I need to bring? So I also need to bring my notepad and my pen so I can get people's names. Maybe I'm going to mail them a print. Maybe there's just something interesting happening. So I do bring a notepad and a pen. So that's an essential. And although the cameras have meters inside, I tend to use a handheld meter. I just find it's very accurate and I'm really trying to be meticulous with my exposures. So I use a handheld meter. So now I've got a bag with the 18 in it, the camera with the 35 in it, and I've got a 28 around my neck, and I've got a handheld meter in my pocket. To me, and some extra rolls of film, maybe both cameras were loaded and then maybe 3 rolls of film. To me, it's too much. It was taking away from it. So how could you do it better? Maybe you just use the bag to get to the scene and you leave the empty bag, probably leave it open so people don't break in your car to steal an empty bag. But maybe you bring the cameras, maybe it is one camera, maybe it's 2 cameras, maybe you go with 2 lenses that have a bit of difference in them, and you just throw the light meter in your pocket. Maybe you get a smaller notebook. I mean, you're just getting names and addresses. Maybe something that fits in your pocket is better. This one fits perfectly in the bag, but now I have to bring the bag. So how can you simplify it? How can you just simplify it? How much film are you really going to shoot? You only need half a roll more than you're going to shoot. So if you go out all the time and you shoot a roll and a half, you don't need 5 rolls. So just bring 2 or 3 rolls. You'll be covered. If you run out, you run out. Just go home at that point. But just try to simplify it. Just try to make your life simpler so that you can concentrate just on the experience, the user experience with the camera, the enjoyment of the photography, not so much the enjoyment of the camera. It's about the photography. How can you simplify what you take? That would be my tip. Try to boil it down to less than you have now. Hey, if you go out a few times with less and it just doesn't work for you, you can always add back in later. Anyways, that would be my tip of the day. Minimalize, strip it down, go with less.